Alright, working on a 2010 Chevy Express. This is a work van. The problem is when he turns the AC on, it blows cold. It blows nice and cold, but as soon as he puts it under throttle or under load, the vents go away. It doesn't blow on the vents anymore. And these are vacuum operated, the HVAC system on these. And the first thing I do whenever I hear a problem like this, I change the little check valve under the fender well here. So we'll go do that real quick and see if that fixes it before we get into it too deep. A lot of times this $6 or $7 part will fix the issue. So we'll change that real quick. I'll show you where it's at. If that doesn't work, then we might get out the smoke machine and smoke out the lines and see where it's leaking at. Normally it's like a broken vacuum line, or just a vacuum line that's degraded over the years and gets little holes in it. So we'll see what this one has. The Astro van's also the same way. So anyway, we'll start going and getting this little check valve first before we do anything else. Just to get room, we're going to take this out, one 10mm bolt, and we're just going to kind of set it off to the side. We're not going to disconnect anything. Your check valve's right down here, so I'll get you down in there and show you where it's at. Alright, so this is what we're looking for. It's a little T. It's got 3 lines going to it. And if you look right behind your dryer here, it's right here. So we're going to go ahead and change this real quick. You just pull the lines off. Alright, so we got the new one in. You also want to check your vacuum reservoir underneath the battery tray right here. It's a little round reservoir. Make sure it's still hooked up. If this check valve doesn't fix it, then we're going to have to put a smoke machine on it and see where the other leaks are at on it. This goes up all the way in under the dash. And there are several vacuum lines under the dash too. So we're going to go ahead and put this reservoir back in and take it for a quick test drive, see if it's working. If it's not, then we'll get the smoke machine out and start looking for other leaks. Alright, so we took it for a short test drive. That did not fix it. But that's something I always try first. It's like $6 and those do go out a lot. So we got the smoke machine hooked up to the line down where that valve is that we changed. And what we're going to do is just look for smoke. Normally it's going to be come out from under the dash probably somewhere. There's a lot of vacuum lines under the dash that control all the HVAC system, your doors and where the vents go and all that stuff. So we're going to go under there, look and see if we can find a leak under there. And being right there, if you had a problem with your vacuum reservoir or something like that, you'd see some smoke. We actually got some smoke coming out of the intake. The air intake, because we're smoking out the whole engine basically going in through there. So anyway, check your reservoir, make sure it's not smoking or it's got a crack or something, or the line's not off, and then just follow the smoke wherever that's at is where your leak is at. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled this down. Went ahead and pull this down from under the dash, and I don't know if it's picking up, but there's a lot of smoke coming out right from the bottom here. Looks like it's this bottom connector, so I'm going to go ahead and take that apart. Oh yeah, there's a lot of smoke coming out of there. So this is where it's leaking at. Obviously right now it's off, so there's a lot of smoke, but this connection here is something's going on with it, so I'm going to have to take a look at it and see if I can figure it out, and then we'll seal it back up and see if the smoke goes away. You can see right there is quite a bit of smoke coming out. Obviously it's off, but it was coming out before that. Alright, so honestly it looked like it was just kind of loose under there. I'm not sure. This engine, he had some work done to this engine recently, and maybe it's got something to do with that. Actually, I did the work on it, put a new head on it, so it's possible when I took the doghouse on and off, maybe something got pulled. I'm not sure, but that was about 6 months ago. But anyway, I went ahead and hooked it all back up, and I don't see any smoke. I got the smoke machine running right now, and I don't see any smoke. So we're going to go ahead and take it for a quick ride and see if that fixed it. Now, I know a lot of you aren't going to have a smoke machine. That's going to cause a little bit of trouble. The only other thing I can think of for a home user, if you have like an air compressor, if you turn it down super low and maybe introduce air, you might be able to find it. But I'm just kind of showing you what we would do, or what I do when I have a problem like this. The smoke machine is the easiest way to find something like that. It's just introduce smoke, and wherever the smoke's at is where your leak's at. So anyway, I'm going to push this back up in where it's supposed to be, and then we'll take it for a quick ride and see if it's fixed. Alright, so that's a fix. It's a short video. Just kind of show you what I do when we have a problem like this on these Chevy vans or any system. Some of the Expedition, stuff like that, have the same issue. They have a vacuum reservoir. This one does too, like the one I showed you, underneath the dash. And those can sometimes get cracks. That's kind of rare. It's usually a line or some kind of fitting that goes out on these. And what happens is when you get on a hill or you accelerate, the air from these vents will go up to the defrost, or they just, you can't really feel any kind of air coming out of here. And that's because it's all operated under vacuum, and the engine takes the vacuum away, and whatever leak it is, the engine cannot supply enough vacuum to keep your vents on. So that's a short video. If you don't have a smoke machine, you're going to be in for a little bit more searching probably. It's going to be a little bit harder just because even like that one, what I found down there, you really couldn't tell anything was wrong with it. It was just off a little bit, just pushed up a little bit, and it was enough to create a big vacuum leak. So, I mean, if you don't have a smoke machine, you're going to have a little bit harder time with it, but it'll at least give you an idea what to look for. Those lines that I was looking at before, right underneath that on the passenger side footwell, they're clamped up there. You have to move one vent to get to them, and you'll see it. So anyway, that's about it for this. It's a fix. We're good to go. I just took it on some big hills and floored it, and we kept our air in the vents coming out. So good to go in this van. If you have any questions about it or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and as always, God bless.